All right. How are we all doing, guys? Good evening. How are we all? Right, you guys should be able to hear me. Let me just make sure. Sound is on here. Can you hear me, guys? Okay, there's a ton of you on here now. Welcome, guys. Really do appreciate you. Thank you so much for. Yeah, what's going on, man? How you doing? Welcome. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Okay. I think I need to sort out something on here as well, actually, to be fair. So bear with me just 1 second while I try and get this right. Where is it? Let's go full on this one. Good evening. How you doing, Niall? Okay, cool. Niall, look, dude, I love that question already. So that is something that I can definitely speak on. So yeah, let's get into the weeds of that when we start all the questions and stuff. So yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining into this live. Really do appreciate you being here. Yesterday didn't happen because it's my partner's, but well, it was my partner's birthday yesterday, and not that I didn't notice, I did notice, but she obviously wanted to go away, so we planned to go away for the weekend, and I just kind of got like the days mixed out and the weekends mixed out effectively. So yeah, we had a little bit of time out over the weekend. Just got back today. Let's have a look at this. 1 second, mate. I've got your question on here. Keeps buffering. Okay, 1 second on that. I don't know whether that one's going to be any better. If not, we will literally just switch on the cam side of things and go via that. I don't know if that's any better or not, but we'll see where we go from here. Tom, how you doing? Tom, the weekend was great, thank you, mate. Thank you so much. Okay, so guys, this is just an opportunity to ask questions, for me to answer them. I just wanted to say thank you so much for the support and everything as well. I mean, as of this afternoon, so I crossed 3,000 subscribers on Thursday, and as of right now, I think I'm at 3,120 odd maybe subscribers. So I really do appreciate all the support that you guys are showing. It's amazing. It really, really is. And when you think about, the fact that the channel was monetized literally only a month ago, we couldn't have done that without you guys. So the giveaway, obviously, that I'm going to, announce the winner on Friday is kind of like my small fee share almost from the monetized element from the last month. And I can hope to continue to be able to do that. My big goal is to be able to actually help someone pay their bills, on a particular month once the channel gets really, really big. But as always, I just wanted to make sure that we are able to obviously reconnect and stuff like that. So bear me 1 second. This is telling me that my connection's unstable. I don't know what's going on here. That is on the right. Wi-Fi code here. Okay, you're saying it's better now. Okay, that's great, guys. Thank you. Right, okay, so happy to take any questions. If you guys have got questions, make sure you put them in here. I've got a few things that I'm going to announce over the next couple of weeks. YouTube have been great. They've opened up a facility for me, which I need to basically get ready. But I'm going to be really interested in just firing some questions back at you guys. Would you find sort of more workshops, webinars, those kind of things helpful for you guys looking to obviously build investment portfolios using Trading 212 and the like. Oh wow, 1,140. I didn't think it was that many. Wow. Yeah, so it's been amazing. So please do let me know. Webinars, workshops, what kind of things would you guys find useful from me? There's a ton of stuff that I've got in my head that I want to be able to provide you guys. And in fact, the video that I need to edit straight after this is going to be talking about risk. So how you actually manage investment risks, all those kind of things. And they're very, very important for a lot of people who follow me here, because I know that many of you are either putting your money into lifetime ISAs because you want to purchase a property. And there's always that question of, okay, so if you're going to, should you or should you not invest it? So the video that's going to go up tomorrow talks about risk and just gives a couple of examples, but one example mainly of how you can manage risk, but also one thing that is very, very important for you. But if I were to put that into a workshop, a webinar, or a setting like that, where you guys can ask me questions and I'm able to go through examples with you and really, really drill down into the detail, would you guys find that useful? I guess is what I'm asking. Because I'll be really interested to know. I've got so many ideas. It's just which ones do you think you would benefit from the most? And depending on how the answers come out, I'll do whatever you guys feel would be beneficial to you the most. But if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in here by all means, and then we can basically get going. So let me just type that question in here anyway, just in case, and just let me know. Yeah, I've got all caps on. Okay, cheers for that, Niall. Okay, so that's it. That's in there. Okay, cool. Yeah, so thanks for that. I really do appreciate that. Let me know in the comments below. Right, so you've got one really good question here, Niles. So the question was, what do you think are the best ways to climb the corporate ladder, being an African-American male from London? So I'd like to know what industry you're in, mate. I've been lucky enough to be able to do that in financial services. Actually, the company where I did really well actually is an American company, MetLife. So you probably know of them, Metropolitan Life. There's an art to this, mate, and you have to be really, really intentional in how you go about doing this, and you need to have a clear idea of where you want to go. So when you say climb the corporate ladder, what does that mean exactly? What role do you want? Because I remember when I started in Canary Wharf, I started on the phone as a telephone boy, basically, which is, when you look at the hierarchy of the business, I'm answering phones every day and making phone calls every day. I'm like lower than low. Like, if you ever watched Wolf of Wall Street, and he says to Jordan, "You're like pond scum." That was me. That was essentially me, mate, making phone calls for people. But you have to have an idea of where do you actually want to go. So what job are you going for? At what level are you trying to aspire to? And then from there, you have to then seek out a path to it. So I'd be asking questions of HR. How do I get to this role? Is there a set path to get there? So if it means you have to do qualifications or exams, or you have to volunteer for certain things, what are those things that you need to do? When you know the steps, you can easily then take them. So that will be the first question I'll be asking. What level are you aiming at? What job are you aiming at? And then beyond you knowing all the steps, it's then about you making sure that you put yourself forward, mate. Like, really put yourself forward. Make sure you get in with the right people. And when I say get in with the right people, many people will say that's like ass kissing. No, I'm ass kissing and getting in with the right people, showing your worth and proving that you're valuable is completely different. That's a completely different skill set. Ass kissing is doing anything that the boss tells you to do. When he tells you to jump high, you say how high, right? What I mean by getting in with the right people is if there's an opportunity for you to do something that's going to get you noticed for a piece of work that you know that you can do really, really well, get yourself there. Kill it, and make sure that you actually then take ownership for that piece of work as well. Don't let a manager or a boss take the credit for it. Make sure that you present the results, you talk about what you've done, and you are able to demonstrate exactly what it is that you've done in a forum in a way that you can keep track, that you can keep record of as well. So for example, if you are tasked with something that you know you can do a really, really good job at, make sure that you email people and make sure that you blind CC yourself in a personal email if you needed to make sure that you've got track record that you did X work. And those are the kind of things that will kind of get you noticed, and make sure you just forge really strong relationships and don't take no for an answer. Really, really don't take no for an answer at all, mate. So just you need to be very, very focused and have tunnel vision in terms of where you want to go. But you need to know exactly what job you want to go for first before you can really start mapping out how you're going to get there. And again, just be as vocal as possible. Let people know that that is your intention straight away. And oftentimes in a corporate environment, everybody wants that job, right? So you have to be loud, you have to be prominent, you have to be aggressive almost, but not overly aggressive in what you want. So just make sure you know what you want and go from there. I'll take any follow-ups you might have from there, mate. Cool, right, so we've got some questions here. Okay, soccer ball. What would you be investing in on Freetrade at the moment? So, where's my phone? I use Freetrade and I've got Hargreaves Lansdown. So in Freetrade right now, I've got Apple, I've got Facebook, I've got National Grid and Virgin Galactic. So those are the 4 companies that I've got on Freetrade, Trading 212 right now. I don't use Freetrade. I don't use Freetrade because there isn't a lot of information that Freetrade give you, in my opinion, when it comes to selecting stocks. They don't give you any information. In fact, they give you very, very basic information about the company, like what the company does. I don't need to see that. What I want to know is their financials. I want to see their balance sheet. I want to know whether they're in profit or not. I want to know their profit earnings ratios. And Freetrade does not give you that right now. So I don't use Freetrade. I use Trading 212. And I use Hargreaves Lansdown as my go-to at this point in time. But I don't put all of my eggs in one basket, i.e. I just don't use Trading 212 and Hargreaves Lansdown. Most of my money is actually invested in a fund because you get better diversification that way. So here's a question here on currency. So why is the currency change rate low? Why is the currency change rate low on Trading 212? The stock is above the price I bought, but still no profits. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Well, if you're buying US stock, you're buying them in dollars, mate. So you've got to factor in the currency exchange rate. I mean, Trading 212 don't really control the currency exchange rate. That's just the pound to the dollar value. So you always have to factor that into anything that you buy. And yes, you're going to feel that more acutely if you're buying fractional shares. Because if you're only putting in, say, 10, 15 quid into a particular company, then, when you're swapping that money back the other way to realize your profits, then you are going to take a hit with the exchange rate, which is why sometimes you also want to be keeping an eye on the exchange rate as well as what the stock is actually worth to decide whether you're actually going to sell or not. But you do need to be mindful of that. If you're buying like FTSE 100 companies, so AstraZeneca or something like that, then you wouldn't have to worry about the exchange rate. But if you're buying US stocks in dollars, then yeah, you're going to have to worry about that. Callum, welcome. Sorry I joined late, and please don't smash me if he's not allowed to. What are your thoughts on Tesla at the moment? Oh, mate, listen. Okay, so Tesla at the moment. Tesla, I said last week on Instagram that I'm a little bit anxious, and I am a little bit anxious. So I've got my Tesla stock in Hargreaves Lansdown. And at this point in time, let me just go to my portfolio. my Tesla stock since I bought it is up. Is up how much? It's up 140%. So I am anxious, mate. I mean, it smashed everything that anybody thought was going to happen with it. I mean, to get it over to, $2,000. I mean, I remember making the video about the stock split, not last week, the week before on the Friday, and the share price at that point was $1,515. I think it was the following Monday when analysts in the States were upgrading the price to hit $1,900. And literally the following day, it was at like 1888 when I made the video, I believe on the Tuesday. And then from there on out last week, it's just gone absolutely nuts. So I'm a little bit anxious, and I'm a little bit anxious because there would have been a load of people who bought Tesla stock because of the stock split and because of the frenzy that's going on right now. And the price split happened today. Is going to start trading on the new basis on the 31st of the month. So between now and then, I reckon you're going to have investors who are going to basically take profits, and you're going to see the price tumble a little bit. I think you probably saw that a little bit today because it did go up to like 2,100. And I think at this point in time, it closed at, where is Tesla right now? Tesla is at $2,016 right now. So I'm a little bit anxious because, when people pile into a stock like this, yeah, it's supply versus demand. So the more people want to buy, the higher the price goes. But the minute people start thinking, right, I've made a little bit of profit, I've made my 5-10% profit, and start to sell, with that, the price will go down as well. But, this is why you need to be a long-term investor, not a short-term investor. There will be a lot of short-term traders who would have invested a bit of money in this and be thinking, well, actually, I'm going to take my money now and profit loss. That's just one of those things, though. But what I think on Tesla at the moment, I'm long on Tesla in terms of, I'm a long-term investor. I hope once the split happens, it will go down to about $400. We'll see another surge of people investing into it because $400 is more palatable than $2,000. But long-term, I still believe in it. I think I'm going to hold it for much, 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 much longer. I'll probably buy more, to be honest, when it gets to 400 on the actual split. And then try and pick up some gains from there, basically. So those are my thoughts on Tesla right now. I think the idea of the webinar/workshop is great, especially as to how to navigate platforms like Trading 212. We could even use it as at the same time as you're guiding us. Yep, we can do that. So that's something I can take into consideration as well. What do we have here? So James. Just got a job at Domino's. It will be my first job. Would it be bad to invest in them on Trading 212? Should I keep my work and trading life separate? I think it's really, really important that you need to understand exactly what Domino's do and where their profits are coming from before you invest in them. That's always got to be the fundamental of investing in any business. You have to know what they do, how they make money, how they make profits. You working for them should give you some kind of in-track knowledge of how the company's doing, because you might have, conferences or news bits and pieces come out. So that might give you a little bit of information. It won't give you any tangible information, but you'll get a feel for how the business is basically being run. So yeah, you could buy Domino's. I would just double check just to make sure they don't have any policies internally around whether you can buy stock. Some companies do, some companies don't. But yeah, it's always a good idea to invest in companies. Just make sure you understand what the business is all about, what they basically do, and just make sure you go through those fundamentals. That's really, really, really important, mate. So hope you found that useful, James. Just let me know if you have any follow-up questions. Yeah, I know, Soccer. I don't know whether it's got better now. I just had a thing come up here. It might be my internet a little bit, so bear with me. Please wait while we're trying to reconnect. I'll try and get through some other questions whilst we're doing this as well. I think you should review Interactive Broker. Is that Interactive Investor? I'm not sure. Let me just see if I can actually respond to that. I don't know if I can or not. I don't know if I can. I don't know whether you mean interactive investor. Funny enough, they did actually speak with me. If it's the same company, there might be something that comes along in the next few weeks or so. I'm just gonna go back to them. But yeah, that might be something. There might be something on the horizon there already, mate. Okay, I'm getting still buffering again. Right, you know what, guys? Bear me 1 second. Let me see if I can do something about this on my side here. Let me just see. Is it because... I don't know what it might be, actually. Let me kill this. Let's quit that.